And we are live on Unfiltered. New South Wales have retained the State of Origin Shield in what was actually a pretty good game of footy. Very close, went right down to the wire. William, what did you think? Fair result?
It was fair. I think Joey said it this morning. We did a Queensland on Queensland. Like, I've been on a couple of defeats like that, and it sucks. And I could just see the anguish on the Queenslanders' face when they got beat. I'm not going to say suck shit because I know that feeling and it's terrible, but just to see both sides, just put it all out there. That's what deciders are. It's the most brutal, and it's painful when you lose. Just watching, even, just being a diehard ex-Blues player, I just seen, Cherry Evans and see how much it means to them, those blokes. They're crying their eyes out. It's real. It's real. You can't fake that sort of shit. It was devastating to lose, but the series was outstanding. That's what the deciders all about. That you sort of work each other out, and that all the talk of us blowing them out in Game 3, that's never going to happen.
That was always paper
that
talk.
Queensland team has got too much pride in that jersey to let anybody down. So they should be proud as hell, the Queenslanders. But I'm glad we won. We deserve to win.
Are you prepared to throw the word dynasty out there yet, William? What's going on?
I'm always. People were throwing that out last year.
After one win.
Yeah. We had such a good collective group. No way. I think we need to win at least minimum 3 or 4 before and have the same nucleus of players. Yeah, I just think we're lucky to get away with that win last night. I think we should have put them to bed. They shouldn't even have been in the game. But they showed that, that Queensland spirit again. Like, everyone thinks Queensland spirit's a load of shit. No, it happens. It's happened too many times for it to be not true. So,
the thing is as well, when Queensland start coming home like a freight train, whether it's a thing or not, you can tell New South Wales,
yourself.
They were behind the post to start, and I think, here we go again. And that's a thing. Whether it's a mental thing or whether it's an actual thing, it's still a thing.
And that's the thing. When it was 14, I think it was 14-8, Cook scores, and then to put it 14-8 or 20-8, I think when Cook scored, I think.
They were up by 12.
So 20-8.
12 I took. So.
I was
hoping the game stopped then.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, we're going to run away with this. We're going to run away with it. But they clawed back again. I was just sitting there going, this is not happening again. It's not happening again. So obviously, the end was great for us.
Well, let's unpick the game a little bit. I mean, obviously, we talked a lot before the game about the selection of Mitchell Pearce, and that was, I guess, probably the only controversial thing that happened in the lead up for the New South Wales things. They did their usual, earthing and the yoga and all that. They kept their routine the same. Mitchell Pearce comes into camp. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. You said you thought he'd go out and have a blinder. How do you reckon he went?
He did his job, and he threw that ball, at the end, which was a bad read by Moses. Some of the decisions that Queensland were doing in defence, even some of their former players like JT, and that was kind of, the decisions they made were poor. Like Moses Mumbai coming out of the line, he made Pearce throw it over to Tom Trbojevic. He had no other option. That was just the right play. He just turned too far in. If he stays on his man, they settle all that, and they tackle 4th kick, 5th kick, bang, kick it in a corner, and then they probably get to golden point easily. So
what do you reckon they played him in the centres?
I don't know. He's been playing centres for West Tigers for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. Do you reckon that was because Morgan?
And Morgan's been a little bit. He's been crook, and he hasn't been playing that well. And Moses has been playing left centre because Corey. Yeah, I know, poor bastard. But back to Pearce, I think he did his job. But he threw the money ball at the end, which counts. That'll be his best. That'll be his greatest Origin moment because he just. The game in Origin. Origin decided it's such an easy game plan, but so hard. It was brutal in the middle, and we kept playing into their hands. I was thinking, why can't we go 2 passes and hit the edge like we did in Game 2 and pull them apart? We just kept going into like Papali and all these places. They're going to turn up in the game of Origin. When it's a decider, you've got your balls on the line. You're going to hit harder than you hit normally. You're going to run harder than normally in a club game. You just go to another level.
Yeah.
Blokes like Ethan Lowe, he's never played an Origin game. He starts a fucking game, turns into Superman.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. He kicked the goals that he was kicking. He played
47
outstanding.
tackles.
Yeah, made 52 tackles actually.
52.
That's ridiculous. NRL
Fact
stats.
check. Yeah.
Thank you. But he was outstanding, and Corey Norman, he did his job. He probably got outshone by Cherry Evans because he dominated the middle a bit. But
we're talking about the halves. I think.
But Pearce played. Back to Pearce. He did the job.
Maloney probably had his worst game in a long time. He was dropping off tackles. He wasn't as dominant from a playmaking perspective. I look at Nathan Cleary now. Nathan Cleary's supposed to be, the future, and he's been wearing a little bit because they said he's not creative enough or whatever. Now, Mitchell Pearce went out. He defended better than Cleary, and they're both really good defenders, but Mitchell Pearce was knocking blokes over left, right and centre. Yeah. He threw a pretty good pass to Tedesco for Tedesco to score. I think overall, he probably played as well as... I mean, he's one of the reasons they won.
Yeah, well, he was key to 2 of the tries, and especially the match winner.
Yeah.
So when the game was on the line, Pearce, he did the business. You know, Maloney, he was poor in defence on that left edge. We've still got problems with our left edge. We seem to just cause, there's a lot of tries leak down that edge, It's we need to fix that. But anyway, we won the series, but it's just, we nearly handed it to them. It was 20-8 with 8 minutes to go. And they come back to 20-all. And I was just sitting there shocked. I was like, it's fucking happening again. But we pulled it out. And I'm just happy for that whole group. I'm happy for Freddie, the coach and staff. They would have been sitting there just going, fuck, what do we do? This Queensland team, down on numbers. Morgan was out. He's a key player. Coming off the bench, he could have really sparked him.
Yeah.
Ben Hunt played outstanding. Cherry Evans. I couldn't see a bad player on the game last night. So it just sucks that somebody loses. We've always been on the other end. So, Queensland can wear it for this year.
I reckon realistically, if you look at that New South Wales side, James Tedesco, as an individual performance, that was one of the great Origin performances ever. Yeah. And same with Damien Cook. Damien Cook, I don't think they win without Cook.
No. Well, I just try and think if Teddy didn't play and Ponga played, there's a couple of little things there. They just miss that flair of Ponga out the back. He sets up tries. He's got that threat out the back. Munster plays a different sort of game.
How'd you like him at fullback?
Oh, he's a gun. He's just a footballer. You don't know where to... You can put him anywhere in the field. He's going to make an impact, the sort of player he is. But Tedesco was ridiculous, man. Some of the things that he was doing. He ran over 200 metres in an Origin game.
In every Origin game.
In every Origin game, over 200 metres. Averaged 240 metres, I think, for each game. So, just his line breaks, the try that he scored when he was just a simple play around the back, Cherry Evans turns his shoulders in and he just gets burnt.
Yeah.
He's got that pure speed. He's probably easily top 3 best player in the world at the moment, if not probably the best. But his performance last night's been up there with, we're used to seeing the Jonathan Thurstons, the Darren Lockies, the Greg Inglis's, the Billy Slaters, Cameron Smiths. It's good to see Teddy up there.
I reckon as well, Boyd Cordner, he's not the flashiest footballer in the world, but I was at the game last night, and the stuff that he does off the ball, the amount of work that he does, tough stuff, and the amount of he never makes a bad hit up.
No,
it's always quality hit ups. His defence is unbelievable. I think Boyd Cordner is. I was surprised they made him captain as young as they did, but mate, he's a leader, isn't he?
Oh, he is. The way he plays, week in, week out, he backs up for his club. He's a Kangaroos captain now. He's a state captain, he's a club captain. He might have thought, he didn't really deserve the captaincy for maybe the state, and he just got given to him. But who else are you going to pick?
Yeah, that's right.
He's a leader in his actions. People know and people love playing with Boyd because he does all those things that if you don't understand the game, you won't get it because he doesn't do all the flashy shit like Tedesco and Ponga. But playing with Boyd Cordner, he's one of the best back rows in the game.
Yeah.
He does all those little things that people don't do, they don't pick up on. It's like playing with a Craig Fitzgibbon and stuff like that. They just do stuff for a big bloke in the middle. That you need your edge players to be on point. And he's one of those players where he doesn't make mistakes.
He's like a hammer too.
Hits like a fucking truck.
Yeah.
He's a man-child. He's been that size since he was 18. And he's been bashing blokes his whole career. And he's only 26 or 27 years old. But he's a great bloke. People love playing with him. They hate playing against him. So that's the biggest sort of thing you can give him.
Do you feel threatened by his chin at all?
I've got a sharper chin. He's just got that little dot.
He's got the bum chin.
He got the bum chin.
The only thing that I think, if you look at it from a Queensland perspective, I think Josh Papali was enormous.
Outstanding. Big Papa was outstanding.
Big Papa?
Big
Papa.
Puppy?
Big Puppy. Munster was outstanding. Kevin Walters is an interesting one now because I think he's a Queensland legend, and I think he did a good job as coach with probably, they don't have the cattle they used to. What happens now? There's talk about the Titans job. Does he?
Surely you've got to stick with him. I think Kevy loves coaching Queensland. He's such a passionate person. You see every time he's got to drop somebody or make a hard decision. Look how much he cares. He's tearing up all the time. He's a very emotional person. He's such a great person. You can see how he reflects on people like, Gordon Tallis talking about him and tearing up. That's how much of a connection he has with his players. And I know his players play for him because on paper, this whole series, you look at Queensland, New South Wales, you think New South Wales would beat them all the time.
Yeah.
Yet they come within, 3 minutes, 10 seconds of golden point. You know what I mean? They play for him.
Do they have golden point in Origin?
Yeah, they'll go to the death. They could be still playing now, yeah. No, they couldn't. But I think they've got to stick with him. He's an outstanding coach. They still love playing for him. Coaching Origin isn't that difficult. You've got the best players in your state, ready to die for the state, especially Queenslanders. They're just waiting to play for that jersey. So just stick with Kevy. I don't think you can go wrong.
Do you think the coach whisperer was a plant? You reckon Freddie Fitler shoved him?
I don't think you need a coach whisperer to coach Origin. Trust me.
So.
Just get out there. As soon as they put that jersey on, Ethan Lowe's been playing off the bench and starting to prop, playing off the bench for the Bunnies, playing in the centres. Plays Origin, fucking kills it.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have so much respect and they just love playing for that jersey. So I don't think you need to change Kevy. He's such an integral part of that whole thing.
I reckon if you have a look at, if you want to know how tough Origin is, Cam Murray's one of the fittest blokes going around. Yeah. He's got a body you could set fire to. I don't even know what that means. That doesn't mean anything. But, mate, he was, 10 minutes to go, he was sitting on his haunches underneath the goalposts. He looked absolutely rooted.
Because he didn't come on till fucking 30 minutes ago. Yeah. So, as I said, coming off the bench, it's like going onto a treadmill at 30. Level 30, it's ridiculous. Even so, for a fit bloke like that, he come off and it was running. He'd come up when it was probably at its peak, but he was a massive difference maker last night. Cameron Murray, Finucane coming on, Wade Graham. Then they started playing a bit of football, started causing some havoc in the ruck, and tore him apart. He was outstanding. Made that great line break. It was just he really made an impact. I think Saifidi and Clemmer, they set the platform, but they played into Queensland's hands. And that's why Queensland were just coming off the line and beating them because we weren't going any wider than a 3 metre pass.
Yeah.
So Saifidi and Clemmer, it doesn't matter how big they are, those blokes are just going to get belted in Origin.
Yeah.
And I think the second game when we started Saifidi and we started Finucane and Jake Trebojevic, that's when they started passing out the back and pulling Queensland apart.
Tell me Finucane's not an Origin player.
Oh, mate, he's just been waiting in the wings. Yeah. You could put him at any level, Finucane, for the last 5 or 6 years, and he would do the job.
As well.
He's got a voice of an angel.
He could be my new man, Craig.
He's such a great. He's one of those blokes where you just love playing with. Hate playing against him because he's a fucking good player.
I was worried that New South Wales would fade towards the end of the game because it took them 4.5 hours to get onto the ground. Did you see them walking through?
I've seen that
car
walk.
Park
yeah, it's just from the other side where the New South Wales headquarters is. It's probably about a 3-minute walk. So
it was a long
I get that
walk.
Tradition from a lot of college teams do that. They go
through
the whole walk.
That's that.
How was it there?
The atmosphere was unbelievable.
Because I heard it was very, very quiet for obviously the first half, and then back end of the half was all right. But that's the difference between playing a game at Suncorp. Those Queenslanders don't shut up. It's a constant roar, and they're going for Queensland, regardless if they're getting beat or they're leading by 30. You know what I mean? But here, we seem to we don't get behind New South Wales. I want to hear that New South Wales chant because I don't think the crowd realise how much of a buzz it gives the players. Once it goes up, New South Wales, we come up.
The atmosphere, you speak about buzzers, there was a fair few blokes out there with a fair buzz up by the end of the game.
Yeah,
there was a lot of noise towards the end of the game. I think probably the bars had sold out by that stage. But no, look, it was fun. It was a good game, and obviously it was a good result. I personally, I've got a bladder like a pigeon, so I had to get on the train before I went.
Mid-strength as well. I don't
mid-strength.
Like that.
No, but no, it's good. I mean, that stadium, I think when they redo it, it'll be good. Suncorp, there's no bad seats. At ANZ, you tend to be a fair way away from it. But we've got a question coming in. Here we go. Let's see what we have got. He would like to know, Dave would like to know what you think will be the next setup of the Origin side next year. Will they stick with the same players?
Oh, you'd like to think so. I'm not sure what they're thinking with Pearce and Maloney.
Yep.
Like Pearcey's played 19 Origins now and he's won a series finally, but Pearcey's probably thinking in his head, I didn't play the first 2 games.
Keary.
Keary's pretty much he's been waiting in the wings, but he's got to get his head right. He's our man, but we've got to build around Keary, Cook, Tedesco. We've got our forwards can always handle that sort of stuff. We've got centres. Latrell Mitchell's going to be back in the picture.
Yeah.
Like Jack White, and where do you put him? Do you put him off the bench and play him in the middle and on an edge or wherever he could be our Mr. Fix-It, but that's Cameron Murray's as well. That's the beauty of winning a series. You want to try and stick pick and stick, but, sometimes you just got to go, there's always going to be a bolter all the time. Yeah. So, I think we'll have the nucleus, right? But I'm still worried about the 7. I don't know who they're going to pick at 7.
They'll pick Cleary. He loves him.
Yeah, so, but the pick and stick, why don't you stick with Pearce? Like, he's done the job. He deserves another full series, I reckon. So, I don't know. They'll pick pretty much at least 13 or 14 of that side tonight is going to play in game 1. But injuries, all that sort of shit. But you have the nucleus anyway.
The nucleus will be the same. We are now moving. You've got 1 day free of rugby league, apart from us, obviously, which is very rugby league based as well. But the weekend's games this week is going to be interesting. Now, Will, before we start this, because we will go through each game, what's it like backing up after Origin? I mean, you obviously played a lot of Origin. I mean, how did you go? The body, the mind,
Depends
what's
how much
harder?
Piss you drink. Honestly, I'm not sure what the celebrations are like now, but if you win a series, it's like winning a grand final. You can compare it. If you haven't won a grand final, the closest thing to the highest high you'll get is winning an Origin series. Yeah. So I'm not sure how hard the boys celebrated last night. I'm not sure how, if you're playing a Friday, I find playing the Friday is the easiest. Because you don't get much of a break.
Because you're still pissed?
Yeah, a little bit. But you're not, the soreness hasn't set in yet. Yeah. So you sort of wake up today, do a little bit of recovery, and then bang, you're playing tomorrow. So that's probably the easiest way to get out of it. Then that one more sleep, and then the Saturday, you fucking you've locked up. And then Sunday's even worse. So, and that's what I think the clubs are very careful on that. They've got all the sports training, all the sports science and all that kind of stuff in there at the moment. So you really can't go wrong. And it's mainly up to the player.
Do you reckon how much club football recommend Stone and Wood? Is that
they recommend a shitload of piss after the games and celebrate because you don't know when your last Origin series is, to celebrate like your last.
I don't think that's what they said to you, to be honest, after your games.
Now, I think it's so important, like for your club and for your players to come back with a good attitude. Take the players that are a little bit below up to your level. You train at a different level in Origin, so you try and bring that back to the team, and because there'll be players that need, that being sort of fringe, sort of first grade players, you want to bring those blokes up and finish the back end of the year. This is the run for it, especially the top 8. So you need to come back. These games count. There's a lot of teams sitting, like 7, 8, 9, 10. The next 4 weeks is going to set them guys up for the semi-finals. So if I was a club, the club's playing these blokes. Some blokes are on over $1 million. Most of them are on some good coins. So at the end of the day, the club is paying the players, so they need to, put the club first. But got to be smart as well. If you're in a really good position like Melbourne are, and the Roosters, you can sort of rest your key players like Boyd Cordner. I'd be very.
No, he's out.
I would be. Yeah, I'd be. See, guys like Tedesco and that who have put so much effort into the Blues, our campaign for the last 6-7 weeks. They need a rest mentally, and you want to get them at the back end of the year. That's why coaches like Wayne Bennett's so important.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard it here first. Anyone who plays this weekend who's backing up from Origin didn't try hard enough in State of Origin, according to Willie Mason.
No, they should play.
The first game is my pet hate, the Panthers, playing against the Titans. It's not my pet hate.
Is that the Friday night game?
Yeah. Ugh. But it's the 6 o'clock game no one watches.
No.
So, Titans, the Panthers will win that. And do you know what? They'll go close to being in the top 8 and I'm going to end up with egg on my face. So, the Panthers?
Yeah. Where is it?
Panthers.
Yeah, I think, they might make a run.
Used to love playing up there. I remember
it sucks, mate. This time of the year, freezing cold on a Friday.
Yeah.
Take that one.
Now,
Jimmy Maloney will be sitting out.
I think if Cleary,
he'll play. I reckon.
If Cleary plays, I reckon he's out. If Cleary does play.
Okay.
Cleary will probably play. Tough kid. Almost played Origin. Good on you. The Knights are playing against the Bulldogs.
That's a big game. I think, look at Newcastle. Well, they've got 6 players backing up.
Yeah.
Probably more,
Glasby,
6 or 7.
Saifidi, Clemmer. Pearce, I think they'll rest.
Yeah.
That
I wonder if Ponga's back.
All right.
Ponga's
not playing.
He's still out.
Yeah.
Must be worse than we thought. I'm going to go Newcastle.
Literally, Origin
the Bulldogs
was
played
and
probably,
they're playing on Friday.
Bulldogs played Cronulla the other week and just won. Cronulla scored more tries, but they just can't kick a fucking goal.
How bad?
I'll be super pissed, man. Yeah. Those forwards are just busting their ass. All I do is feel sorry for the middle blokes. I know how hard they work all week just to dominate the middle. Because if you dominate the middle, you win the game.
Yeah.
And you can't kick a fucking goal.
How good?
Can you kick a goal, please?
That's what you'd be saying too behind the goalpost. So are we taking the Knights or the Dogs? You can't back the Dogs.
Back in the Knights, mate.
Dog shit. Now, Wayne Bennett's. The Wayne Bennett's are playing against Manly.
They dropped 4 in a row, haven't they?
I don't know anymore because there's literally the NRL.
4.
I don't know what's been happening.
Yeah,
there's
I do.
Just so many games.
Every fucking game.
Yeah, no, okay.
Every minute.
What was the score? Who did South play last week and what was the score?
They got beat, that's all I know.
By what? By
10.
who?
Don't know.
Good
they just
research.
got beat.
They got beaten. So Manly are going to have their 3 best players backing up. Interestingly with that...
Would you rest Jake Trbojevic? I would.
I would. He probably wants to play.
He will play. He
or
will
run
play.
the water
because he loves
something.
that club. He'll die for that club. So would Cherry. And I think Tom. They'll all back up. They're just those sort of players, man.
Tell me though, Cherry Evans is $1 million player. That's signed in, right? If Jake Trbojevic and Tom Trbojevic aren't $1 million players, I'm not here. If you use Cherry Evans as your goal. So if Manly then sign the Trbojevic brothers plus Cherry Evans,
it's 50% of the.
Are the rest of them playing for free? I mean, what do they do? Go here.
Mate,
you go.
it sucks. They're in a position now where, like, I think Cherry Evans takes up 30% of the cap.
Yeah, right.
So these guys, I think there's like a $10 million contract that they're throwing at him now. It'll be spread over obviously the 4 or 5 year deal. So, you know, Tom Trbojevic, he's going to be sitting around 1.2, 1.3 mil a year.
Could be a Des Hasler back end.
Jake, we're back end and then leave.
Back ender. You get 100.
But Jake should be earning pretty much nearly a 7-figure deal as well.
Yeah.
Like he's arguably one of the best forwards in the world at the moment. So just sign the boys up. They don't want to leave. They're Monavale boys, man. My last year in the NRL, I got to play with those 2 kids, man. They're just the ultimate club, man. They
Marty
just love
Tapau's sitting there going,
"Can you?
Where's my money? Where's my money?"
But I think they should sign him. I heard the Dogs are going to throw a shitload at him, but they wouldn't cross the Harbour Bridge if they didn't fucking have to.
Well, you never know. Everyone loves the Dogs.
Who wins? Everyone has their price.
Everyone's got a price.
Eh? If you offer Tom Trbojevic, just say 1.2, and just say the Bulldogs offer, because I think they have to go as a pair.
You joined the Roosters that was good. Cross the bridge. Now
I was already living here.
I know. Wayne Bennett. So who wins? South or Manly?
Manly.
Okay. What?
Manly.
Did you just back
Souths are going pretty bad.
Wow.
I think they just have to get through this bit here.
I really hope this isn't the one show that Wayne Bennett watches. The Broncos are playing against the Warriors.
Fuck, it's hard to pick the Bronx, man.
I know.
Who'd they play last game?
They beat
Cronulla.
Can't kick goals.
Yeah, well, Cronulla was a better side. They were toweling the Bronx up. We're watching that game. It was if they kicked the goals mentally, they would have got that game because it just sucks. I feel sorry for Cronulla. They should be sitting about 4th or 5th, but they're sitting about 8th. But
Broncos got too many forwards.
Broncos have got a dominant side, man. I just don't understand why they're going so shit. I think Payne Haas he's come back with some fury. Like David Fafita, Gillett's out for a little bit.
They got no backs. That's why.
Yeah, they have no backs, but they've got some really good forwards. But I think Cronulla get them.
Broncos versus New Zealand. Who's Broncos versus New Zealand? You're picking Cronulla, eh?
Yeah, New Zealand.
Okay. Well, I'm going the Broncos. Storm versus Sharks. Are you going to pick the Sharks in that now that you've just picked them?
They can't kick a goal.
Right.
Melbourne's here and everyone else has got to get them.
Storm. Yeah. Roosters versus Cowboys. That will be an absolute shellacking. Because Morgan can't play.
Oh, I feel sorry.
He's still waking up.
Their forwards are still good. They're just relying on Taumalo too much. You can't do that whole fucking team. So, not Cowboys.
Not Cowboys. West Tigers are playing against the Parramatta Eels. The old local derby. Last time Parramatta
flogged them by 50,
million.
wasn't it? Yeah. I think the Tigers will win this.
I actually like the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers playing some good brand of football.
Yeah.
Starting to gel. I reckon they'll be
Parra had
a
a
bit
week
of a
off
threat
too, so you never know. Blake
they rely on Fergie.
If
Fergie plays, they might win. Like, how outstanding was he last night? Seriously.
Yeah.
Getting brought into game 2, he killed it. And then game 3, his confidence is sky high. So he brings that back. As I said, I've said it before. Never seen a bloke hold so much energy from the wing. He dictates how that team goes, man.
I still don't know how he breathes.
Yeah. What about that tackle? I mean, like anyone else, they would have thrown him out of the sideline. He didn't even change his line on that thing.
No, he didn't, did he?
Like fucking Corey Norman probably hit him with his best shot. He just fucking said, "See ya."
He's about 8'6".
Yeah.
St George playing against the Raiders, and interestingly, the Raiders have just signed another
Pom, George Williams.
Yeah. It's working for him so far.
Yeah, maybe they might have too many Poms.
No, they just get rid of
they're going good if they can play at least for 60 minutes. Like they've been a good 40. Usually you can put a team away with about 60 minutes of good football. It's hard to get that 80-minute effort, but Sticky would be pulling what's left of his fucking hair out.
Maybe they'll be like the Warriors. They can be an English side in the NRL. They'll just slowly get rid of all the Australian players.
I think Yeah, I think the Raiders will get it.
Raiders over St George?
Yeah.
I don't know about St George. I mean, you keep waiting for them to... They got probably all their best players
Well, you got
up.
Ben Hunt, Norman, Vaughan, Tarek Sims out. That's their key. That's their main players. Tyson Frizzell.
They're all backing up. They'll back up.
Yeah.
If Tyson Frizzell can play with one testicle, I reckon he'll back up. All right, well, that's good. We'll see how we go on that over the week. That concludes our latest episode. You can always catch us on Facebook Live. You can catch us on YouTube on the Skippy TV channel. And we have some exciting news coming up about where else we will be. And we will see you next week.